Thank you, Father. Blessed be he, master and creator, eternal of all things. He's the master of all, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, he's the master of all. And he lives and he reigns in absolute splendor, glory, and might. If you think of the kings, that how kings live today, can you imagine what the creator, the king of all, is in now? More than what you could ever imagine, think, dream, or even than our mind can ever conceive. This is where he lives. This is who he is, you all. Family, I love you. Let everybody know, EMA Barbs Corner is up. We are up and live. Hallelujah to the only true and wise King. I missed you all. Did you all miss me? I missed you. I got some good stuff for you today. I missed you all so much, and I want you all to know that. This is the day that my Creator Eternal has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. He's given us the resurrection power, and we'll use it throughout the rest of the day. Hallelujah. How about you? I know it's right for me. Thumbs up if you agree. So, guess what? I just want you all to know. Let me shout out to my babies. My babies in Ohio, this EMA thinks you're wonderful. And my babies here in Missouri, I want you to keep your mama and your daddies up on the good news, on the ups. And you know what, sometimes I was reading, something they sent to me and told me, and I want to talk to you all about that too, because they said something about my YouTube has been about December the 10th.
Well, they got sued. I want to say they lost the lawsuit. I can't remember exactly the dollar amount they had to pay out, but they got sued for giving out child information to other companies and whatnot. They called it a COPA, Child Something Protection Act. But currently, they're asking content creators now that is your content for children. That is for, if you say yes, it's for children, you put your videos under scrutiny to basically they're going to look through all your videos and make sure that they're all child appropriate. If they're not child appropriate, when you say that they're child friendly videos, they're going to pretty much put a strike against your channel, which could put your channel under suspension and jeopardy and things of that nature. So okay. I haven't checked it yet. I haven't checked yes, it's child content because we teach the scripture down here. Mm-hmm. It is child content. It's content that's for everyone. But I might have to check. No, it's not for children, just to ensure that we don't fall under that umbrella. And then we may have to adjust some things as far as like after the child starts reading, we may not be able to do that anymore, so it doesn't fall under that umbrella.
Okay. They sent me some.
They've been on a lot of channels teaching the truth, you know what I'm saying, in general. Yeah. But this situation here makes them come at people even more. It gives them any more reason to suspend your channel for not having child appropriate content.
Okay. So we're going to look into that. The next thing is family. You know what? I just thought I'd get all business out and first before we go any further. That's what I was thinking. Because I love y'all. And EMA Barb thinks you're wonderful, like the Creator does. And I thank the Creator that your eyes are on the prize. And that's the Master, His Word, His laws, His commandments. Am I covered? Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Hallelujah. Now, on for the real stuff. Don't forget the thumbs up. Tell everybody EMA Barbs Health Corner is live and well. I love you all, and let's get to work. This week, it's my thought, family, because I'm thinking, I haven't told you all about some of the things we're talking. Now, you all know about the real stuff, about how to make sure that your medicine cabinet is up for the winter. So you all know about, I always talk about thyme, I always talk about ginger, and some of the things that ginger and thyme does. You all know it's been up all the time. Go back and check what the thyme and ginger is. But today it's a different stuff. Now I want to make sure you all have in your pantries some different little herbs. Now I want you all to look, now that I've got you all hooked on getting certain herbs in your pantry, we are going to go just a little bit further, just in case. Okay, fam? So, today we're going to talk about these different colds. Different ones have told me that they've had different viruses and different colds. So we're gonna make sure you have these things in your cabinet, in your pantry. So this is not, now remember, there are a plethora of things that the Creator has already created, and your herbs, they're different for different reasons and for different purposes. First of all, let me finish. My babies in Ohio, your EMA love you. My babies here in Missouri, this EMA thinks you're wonderful. And my babies across this US and the world, keep your mom and dad noticed upon when you come up with a fever, what are you gonna do? Tell mom and dad, hey, mommy, I need some elderberry. This is just short for elderberry, so you all know. I need some elderberry, I need some ginger. Can I have some ginger? I need some thyme tea, because I feel a little hot. And when they make it, look on the post, family, because now that we're back up and everything, I want to be able to send you all just a little. Now, remember when I tell you all about my teas, it doesn't taste anything like mine, but I'll give you some that it will make your teas for you and the children taste wonderful. Amen. Let's continue on. Remember, the leaves of the fields good for the healing of the nations. What's our motto? Is Genesis 1:29. Amen. So let's go on to the home remedies, where I need y'all to keep some things in your cabinets. Family, there's something called bone set. And later on, due to the time, I'm going to be posting something that's going to tell you all the things that what they look like, bone set, and all of that, what it's all about. Yes.
Unidentified sheep.
Yeah, hi, identified sheep. I love you, girl.
She's asking EMA. She said, could you ask EMA about fever review? Fever view, and the way it's spelled, just like fever, like I have fever here, and it's F-E-W. Fever view, F-E-W on the end. Fever view is a wonderful, now, you know what, let me tell you something. And I want to tell thank you for bringing that up. So, and how did you know I got this in my phone? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, fever view is one of those nice little herbs, and you all say, even you always say that different plants are really cute. Well, I can't help it because they are. I cannot help because all my little, all these herbs that the Father has for us are beautiful, okay? Now, let me tell you, before I go to look at this, a fever view is like for migraines when people have headaches. I know you say, Amy, you got something down here for headaches in this little white willow. And this is really, really good. Not only is white willow good for headaches, it's good for body pain, it's good for joints, it's good for if you have any arthritis, these type of things with the muscles, it's good for. But fever view is also good for migraines, and it's good for headaches too. So fever view is one of my go-tos. And it does look like a daisy before I go into this. It does look almost like a daisy. It has that little yellow in the middle and the white all around. And some people, you would probably say, oh, that looks like a cute little daisy, but actually it's the difference between the daisy and a fever view. So before I went on to that. Now, it's also good, before I keep looking and then I keep going on thinking I'm gonna pull some more stuff up, but you know me by now, those that keep, yeah. Now, fever view is also good for, some people use fever view for cramps. Use fever view for cramps. But you know me, I do, but when the Father created one, he didn't just stop at one. There's so many other things that's good for one thing. And fever view is one of those things you could use for cramps. You all know that I like to use, my little seeds I got in my purse right now. You can use chicory for cramps. You can use dandelion for cramps. You can use chickweed for cramps. But fever view is one of those you can use for cramps as well. What are my little seeds, my little green little seeds I got in my purse? And I'll show them to you real quick because I brought them today. Phenom. Yes.
Thank you, baby. And you know I keep fennel in my purse. I keep these little fennel seeds in my purse because fennel makes you happy. Remember that I told you that? I keep this fennel in my purse. And those are good for mood swings and stuff like that. I don't have mood swings. I just like how it tastes. And so this is fennel. So I didn't want y'all to think I was lying. So this is fennel. Did you get it? And Feverview, they use fennel, Feverview for like, it's the place of aspirin, the same way white willow's used for like aspirin too. So and then I'm gonna look into this real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything else. It's also, you know what, when people have cancer, it's a cancer inhibitor. And it helps with that as well. So that's why I'm thinking, family, when people say you have cancer and all this kind of thing, don't just take that, just change your diet. Only thing you have to do is change your diet and begin to eat clean and healthy. But that's a different story for another time. But those are just a few of the things. And thank you, unidentified Shebrew. You make me proud. I love you. And don't forget to keep the questions coming. It's also, like I said, it's a cancer inhibitor. It's and it does all these wonderful things for the body. Now, one other thing, and I'm thinking at the tip of my tongue today, but it'll come to me about what Feverview. It's an anti-inflammatory, of course, and so it's good for when, like, sometimes. I have it in my cabinet when Mr. comes home and he says that he, in the wintertime especially, and he says, well, he has little issues with walking or they stiff, and I'll give him some Feverview. I'll just make a little tea and give him a little bit of Feverview, put a little lemon in it, and a little lemon and a little, sometimes honey or agave to taste. And he drinks it in about an hour, less than an hour. It's back to, he's pain-free. So I just wanted you all to know that part. Thank you for that. Now, if you're on any kind of medication, family, what do we say? Less is best. Less is best. Don't just dive into it. Now, these are just a few home remedies. I wanted you all to know too, and I'm gonna put this, I shouldn't say this, but someone in our household had a skin tag and they said it was cancerous. And guess what? No cancer at all. This little 70-some-year-old man did not have cancer, and they were looking at me and they came out and they gave me the dirty eye. Like, you took away our patient. You took away our patient. I told them the only time we come for my house, I'm not saying this for you, family, but the only time we go to the doctors is when I can't figure something out. And if I can't figure it out, then, not that using Mr. as a tester or anything like that, but if I can't figure it out, then I go and find out what it is and see the herbs that the Father's already created, and we go from there. But this does not mean you. This is for me and my house. Now, I don't know it all. I'm not an MD, but that I know that works, it works. Okay, family? I think you're wonderful. And it's an anti-inflammatory. So, which is good for like this. And I know my unidentified Shebrew, so when I said fever, I knew she was on it. When she said, Feverview, I love that girl. But next, it's called Encaptate. Encaptate is really good, and we're going to talk about that on another time too. Ginger, as you already know, is good for fevers. Fevers, it knocks fevers down, it balances out. It's almost like an alkaline. Now, are you alkalining your body daily, family? Make sure, now don't go any higher than 7, because you can go higher than a 7 and it'll be more, it won't be so good on your body to go above the 7, above 7, as I said, as high as the 7.25. When you get to the 8s, don't do any more alkaline, because that will take your body in another way that you don't want to. You want to keep it right there in that middle, 7 and below 8, okay? Just an FYI. This is just home remedies, and I don't want anybody to call me and say, Amy, you said, no, I'm just telling y'all this is what's going on, because I love you. Hyssop. Remember, hyssop is in the Bible. Hyssop is wonderful. It's an astringent. It cleanses. It purifies. It does all these wonderful things in the body. But just hyssop. Remember, the scripture says, he says, how does it go? Wipe my hips, cleanse me, and I shall be cleansed. Yes. Heal me and I shall be healed. And he talks about cleansing with hyssop. He says, talking about the hyssop he says, cleanse my mouth with hyssop. And all these different places you run into the scripture and talks about hyssop where he says cleansing. That's no accident. The Father, it's a cleansing agent. It's an astringent. It purifies, it sanctifies. They used to put a drop of hyssop in water from time to, and they would drink it. Go ahead.
I'll wait.
And it was it's an astringent. It cleanses. It really does. It kills bacteria, fungus, and that type of thing. From time to time, I'll take a little bit of hyssop in my bottled water when I spritz it in my bedroom over my I know when I change my bedding, and I'll put a little bit of hyssop water on my pillows. Just makes them smell good. Yes.
Psalms chapter 51 and verse 6. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part, thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
Come on.
Purge me with hyssop.
What?
Purge me with hyssop.
Go ahead. One more time.
Purge me with hyssop.
Thank you, Creator.
And I shall be clean.
Ooh.
Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow.
Go ahead, Creator.
And I'm not the color white, that's just pure, man.
That's pure.
Right.
That's purifying me.
Right.
Purifying me. See, I love that. Don't you love that? I love that. I love that. I love that. Sage, family. Sage, you can put, oh man, sage will take fevers down like no man's business as well. You can wash your hair in sage. It changes I'm trying to get all the way at a certain color. Yes.
Well, we got E.R. Redwood in here, and he or she is asking, ask if it is okay to eat aloe vera.
Eat what?
Eat aloe vera.
Aloe vera?
Uh-huh.
You know what? In the Bible, it talks about different aloes. And the different aloes in the Bible, there's so many different types of aloe, family. In Mexico, aloes are basically in those dry places where they absorb the minerals and everything. There's so many minerals in aloe. Aloe vera is good if you want to cleanse from within. You want to cleanse your bowel. You can drink it. You want to consistently, if those are having difficulties with their bowel. They can drink a little bit at night before they go to bed, and you can drink it and it keeps you flowing. You can eat it. From time to time, he'll just take aloe. It has to be really fresh and just cut. He'll just take aloe and cut it up and slip it down the throat. It's really good, really. I'm telling you all, when it's with honey. They have a little pack in the summertime, and aloe vera, they mix it with a little honey and a little lemon, and they chop it up, and they just eat it because it keeps your body temperature at a certain temperature. So yes, you can, it keeps it cool, and it keeps your body temperature cool. It keeps it balanced, and you can do it that way. A lot of people do aloe vera, and aloe vera, like I said, this is what we know in America. Like I said, there's different other types of aloe, so yes, you can eat it, depending on what type it is.
Deion Redwood says, I feel that aloe vera and eat it raw.
You make me proud because you and I together, baby. You and I together. And it's slimy, just like okra.
Yes,
but we can eat it together.
Ooh, y'all good.
I said we can have yours.
Unidentified sheep group.
Hey, girl.
Is asking, we take hyssop as tea. Now she's saying it like a statement, there's a question mark at the end, like it's a question.
Yes.
So I guess she's asking, can you take it as a tea?
You know what? I would not go really strong with it. Do mild, because you don't want to throw your body into a shock. If you've not had it, you can take a little bit of it, like a drop, and put in some lemon water and some honey. And don't do it you can do, if you do hyssop like that, what you're gonna do, you don't do, you can do it like 2 days and then off 3. 2 days, off 3. But I would recommend that you don't do it very strong, do it lightly. 1 drop, max 2 drops in water with lemon and honey. And you could do it that way. And now you can mist, if you're gonna mist it. Now there are different ways you can use hyssop. You can mix it like I was telling you. I put a little hyssop, I make a little tea, like a tea type, and I'll spritz it in the water. And I'll spritz it, put a little lemon, no honey or anything like that, but just a little lemon in it, or grapefruit extract, and I'll shake it up really good. And check this out, it's better than bleach, family. A little hyssop, and I spritz it on in my room, and my pillows, and it has this wonderful fragrance. The real, the little hyssop, and it smells so good, and it kills bacteria. So if you have that issue with little bacteria, mold, or whatever in your home, and you want to clean it, you could spray a little hyssop in the air while you sleep, and it takes away snoring too. Yes.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just reading.
Okay,
That was it right now. She said Toda.
Toda, my love. Blessings, 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 blessings. I hope you come to our the next festival. I want to meet you face to face, unidentified Hebrew. I want you to come and say, EMA, this is unidentified Hebrew. I just want to say, and we can sit and talk, girl.
Well, then if she comes see you, she ain't gonna be unidentified no more. She got to change her name.
She have to change. Well, she won't be identified to everybody else. Everybody else. But thank you for the different questions. You're making me proud. You're making me proud. Now, sage, as I was saying, sage is one thing that they change the hair. You can change your hair, but it takes a while when you use sage in water, and you can use it as a rinse in your hair. It changes the gray back. It brings the vitality back into the hair, believe it or not. If you don't want to sport your gray, it's going to take a while, but you spritz a little bit. And sage helps your hair grow too. Not only does it take away fever, because sometimes in the wintertime or sometimes in the summer, if I'm around someone, I'll boil some sage water and spritz it around. It smells really good, family. Especially when you mix it in with different other fragrances. I like to put I like to spritz, put a little bit of rose water in my sage and mix that up, and it smells, who needs that man-made cologne when you got the creator's fragrances? Awesome, just a little thing. And it keeps you from getting colds and bacteria, because it's a natural cleanser. It keeps you from getting fevers and raising fevers. Also thyme, they love thyme tea around here. And I just want you all to know that they love thyme tea, because thyme tea is good for asthma even. Did you know thyme tea is good for asthma? I mean, it is wonderful when it comes, and just mix it in, like I said, make your thyme. You only need like a tablespoon at the max, and I'd say in this size, if you're gonna make something, don't look at the neck part, but only this part right here. If you're gonna make this much tea, put a tablespoon and let it boil, and it's gonna turn like almost like a lighter, this part, this is my board cleaner, but a little bit light yellow, light yellow to dark yellow, and it's gonna turn that color. And then what you do, you just put a little bit of thyme and put a little lemon in it, and a little honey or agave, and it is wonderful. They love it here. I'm not telling you what else I put in, just those 3 main things, because it's not gonna taste like your EMAs. Okay, but you can do that. And also, like I said, white willow would take fever away. Not only is it good for headaches, but it'll take fever away as well. It'll take your fever away, white willow will. White willow bark would do that. And some people call it white willow, and some just say white willow bark. It's the same thing, it's like an aspirin, and it takes the pain away, and fever as well as it does that. Now, we already know that for aches and pains during that time. We have bone set again. We have ginger root, and there's something I want to introduce you to. It's called pleurisy root, and it is really good. And we're going to talk about that one because that's another new one I'm going to introduce you to, and it's something that you might want to keep in your pantry. Inflammation and congestion. You know what you can do? Some people use what is it'll come back to me. But some people use this, my little seed that I always talk about. It's flaxseed.
Okay, I know it was one of them.
It was flaxseed.
So I guess it
But I want to tell you something. But the best flaxseed is more like it'll put a little bit of weight. For those that are trying to gain a little bit of weight, you can do flaxseed. And you can make it like a little tea or whatever, and you can grind it up and make it like a little tea. And it's good in its own place. But for inflammation and things like that, I do slippery elm, which is the best. And remember, and over the summer, I used to always tell you all about plantain, making smoothies out of plantains. Plantains is not only good for the brain, babies, it helps boost that brain power, but plantains is actually good for inflammation and congestion. So when you eat your plantains, and sometimes it's hard to find it right now, but someone told me, say, EMA, I don't like plantains because they don't taste, but the way you eat plantains, wait till it gets real dark, it looks black. It looks black, almost like this black. And and make sure it's like almost to the point that's the outside, but it's soft, but yet firm. That's when you want to eat your plantain. The outside has to get really black, and it's soft, but firm. And then you can cut it open, you can eat it. We love plantain. Plantain to make you happy as well. Did you even get that note? That's for my babies. Family, there's something, elderberry, ginger is good for inflammation, and there's something that we have in my pantry, and it's called mullein leaf. And I know you guys have mullein leaf. Mullein leaf is good for inflammation. It's good for coughs, congestions. It's good for when you have children and others that are subject to colds at different times. You can do mullein leaf, and we're going to show you how to prepare it and what more comes with that later on. But mullein leaf they do you know what they do? In cough syrup, they add mullein. They're not going to tell you it's under a different unpronounceable name. But it's actually mullein leaf. And that's what that is. And then they add slippery elm to it. And that's cheating. They could just tell you that so you can go get your own. But it's too right, I guess. And then they add ginger and thyme into this is cough syrup. They put in your cough syrup. They don't tell you what it is in there. Some that are that are not synthetic. You can do that way. But these different types, and there's a root, and I'm going to talk about, and it's called osha. Osha, oh man, we're going to talk about that. But you know what's better than osha? Well, if you don't have osha in your cabinet, it's called astragalus. Astragalus is a plant. It's a green little plant, and you know I get so excited over my little plants. Osha is astragalus. Astragalus is a green plant that is the bomb. I'm gonna share something with you. So the astragalus, man, you can use astragalus, and it is what you call fantabulous. I love it. I love the astragalus. It knocks it right on out. The other day, let me tell you, someone in our household had, and I'm trying to stop from saying who it is, but somebody in our household had a little something going on with the throat thing. So I gave about 2 to 3 capsules. I started opening, but somebody don't like the taste of stuff, so you have to leave it in the capsule and when it dissolved in there, they were able to go back to sleep and rest and did not cough all night. I'm telling you. And OSHA comes next. OSHA's like, they change places. OSHA, astragalus, but I'll tell you why in the next time. And I'm just trying to make sure all of these are in so you can look at these things for us. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you all about Now you notice, wait, before I go on, you notice thyme is in for fever, it's for aches and pains, also ginger. You know it's good for inflammation. You know what? Ginger and thyme, and you should have those in your cabinet all the time, family. All the time, no pun. But at all times. Keep thyme in there, and oregano. Oh, we love all of oregano. Keep your oregano in your pantry. Now, the next set, and the reason why I'm going on this, the next set I'm going to be telling you there's about 4 more lists of things. And I wanted to make it big enough so that you all can see it. So 4 more, tune in next week because we've got the other 4 that would handle different aches and pains for the Bible, and it fights off flus and colds, okay? And I'm telling you, for fevers, make sure you have those, at least thyme and ginger. At least you have, and you know what, we cook with sage all the time. When you go out, family, somebody's gonna say, now remember what we said, take a little bit of sage, boil it, put it in hot water rather, boiling hot water, and don't put it all at one time because it's gonna fizz up. I have to say that because I told one of my babies and they put it in there and it went all over everywhere because of the chemical. But it's not a chemical, it's herbs. But she got scared. It's okay. So you want to put it in a little bit at a time in the boiling water and then put a top on it and let it set. And by the time it cools off, you can add the little bit of sage and a little bit of rose water in. Once the sage cools off, put a little rose water in there and you can spritz it and you're in the defense mode for colds and bacteria for the day. And see, that's better than perfume. Somebody say, oh, girl, you smelling good today. What you got on? You know, I love it. But these are some things.
I was asked to zoom in on the board so they can see some of the herbs. So just give me one moment so I can zoom in.
Okay.
Some of that.
Fam, zoom in. And another thing is marshmallow roots.
I was just saying I was getting the right side first, and I was going to come back to that.
Okay.
So I got that left side pretty good, but
Okay.
come back to it right.
Now, when I say marshmallow roots, a lot of people think marshmallows. Don't we have marshmallows? You know, that's the artificial. It came from the real stuff. If you look at my videos earlier, in some of the other videos, I've spoken about marshmallows where they have the marshmallows, little foamy stuff like that, candy. Well, we're not talking about candy. We're talking the real marshmallow roots.
2 different things.
2 different things. We're not talking about that. We're talking the real marshmallow. You can take marshmallow leaves, the marshmallow leaves, and you can put them, make them like a little slimy, because it is kind of slimy. And you can put a little lemon and a little honey. How about you say, Emma, you always put a little lemon, a little honey, just for the taste. A little honey for the belly. And for the belly, a little honey. And add a little lemon to it. And it coats their throat. And it acts as a coating and it'll get rid of the cough. It's just like a cough syrup. Yes.
Sister Sephora says she loves me.
Hey, Sister Sephora, my baby. Hey, love. This EMA, I think you're wonderful. I don't care who knows it. But this marshmallow root is, you can make it like a little cough syrup and it coats the throat. Just like slippery elm coats the throat, and it'll coat the throat. And when it coats the throat, it gives like a little aid, because you know sometimes when babies, they can't tell you that their whole throat with their ears and all that hurts. So when you give them a little bit of that, and they go, oh, don't tell them what it is, because they don't know it anyway. Just tell them it's cough syrup. Just a little tea for the just a little tea and it'll stop their cough. It coats it. And then it gives them a boost of energy and it gets rid of that bacteria as well. But you can do that. And marshmallow root, slippery elm will do the same thing for the body. So you want to do that. And guess what, another thing, and you know what, the mullein leaf would do the same thing as the marshmallow root would do. But guess what? The slippery elm would too. But there's something that I want you all to look at. You know what? Tobias and I always talk about licorice root. Mm-hmm. That little licorice root, that little, they call it mishwak. If you keep a mishwak stick, oh, we're gonna, now, I don't sponsor anybody in particular, but I'm just saying, putting that in your mouth during the winter season is that mishwak stick will keep that bacteria from going up. That throat will feel good, your teeth will feel good, your gums will feel good, and it takes care of all of this part of the, I mean that mishwak stick, or some call licorice root.
Licorice root, yes.
It is a good thing to have in your
Google it.
medicine.
It's a simple Google search.
It's a simple.
It's good for colds, flus, all that. You can put it in a pot and boil it because it's a root.
Yes, you can make a tea out of it. And that licorice root, I'm telling you, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that on coming up the next episode. We're going to talk about these different roots and all that. But I just wanted you guys to know these things. I wanted you all to make sure that you could get some of these things and keep them in your pantry. And I know sometimes what do they say? Do they still say ducats these days? Oh,
that's old school. That's like saying sharp. That boy sharp. They don't know what you're talking about. They live at some point.
I'm sorry. Well, if you, what do they call them these days? What do they say today? If your money.
Racks.
What do they call them?
They call them racks.
Okay.
Racks or bands.
Racks.
Racks of money, bands of money.
Oh, bands. If your band's a little short. If your bands or your racks are a little short, babies, and get some, go into the store and say, where's your seasonings? Where's your seasoning? I got Tobias crying. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
You fine, but you good.
I'm good. Good. When you go into the store, just say, where are your spices? Now, for a little bit of spice, and I'm like, thyme and slippery elm and ginger. Go in there and get your ginger root. Let me tell you this real quick. Take a ginger root and go in. Some people don't know what